Hey everybody, welcome back. Wait a couple minutes here, get some people involved. So the name of the video, Toyota 4Runner wins being my next vehicle. How and why? Be a good topic, I think. I have been be American, buy American for my whole life. Never owned a Japanese vehicle ever, but I have been broke down on the side of the freeway many times. Sounds like somebody's getting attacked out there. All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Type something in the external or in the comment section so I can say hi. I've got Alabama 2A S out there. Appreciate you showing up. But I am getting tired of breaking down on the side of the road. You may have seen my old video, Ford 6.0 Blues. If you guys aren't, yeah, Alabama says Ford. Now, just to give you a little brief history, I guess. First vehicle was a Chevy, and it was an El Camino. It was really a GMC Caballero, which is a Chevy El Camino. I think it was a 79. That was my first car. Hey, Tom, how you doing, buddy? And enjoyed that. They stopped making El Caminos because they started making trucks a little nicer, a little more comfortable. So the El Camino kind of got shot down. Really liked the El Camino. It was a great little vehicle. But my dad, he was a Ford guy. So then I purchased a Ford off of him. It was an F-150. I don't remember what year that was, but it was a single cab, stick shift, long bed. It had the two tanks. I think it was like, I don't remember what year it was. It was the year that all the paint kept falling off of it. Whatever the heck year that was. That was a good truck. Sold that truck. Then I bought an F-150 extra cab, four-wheel drive. That was my first four-wheel drive vehicle. Love that thing. That thing, man, I could do a lot of four-wheeling. Good truck, and definitely enjoyed that one. But then I got a trailer, a big a 38-foot fifth wheel, and I needed a bigger truck. I was going to the desert a lot, taking a buggy and quads, and you know, my kids, and had a family by then. And so I bought a F-350, which I don't know if you can see it over there. You can see the back of it. But it's the 6.0 diesel, and it came out. It's an 05. Hey, Echo. And I was like, yeah, diesel, this is going to be awesome. I'll be able to pull whatever I want. And it was a good motor until it wasn't. It blew up. Well, years after, like, I think it's 06, 07. They changed the motor in 06, I believe. That was the year it was. Yeah, Echo, that's right. 88, 89 had a real bad problem with the paint. Yeah, you'd be driving down the street, and that you'd see just pieces coming off the hood about, you know, the size of a hand, and they just fly off. Ended up getting that painted, but it worked great. Hey, Evan, how you doing, buddy? It worked great as the motor was good in it. I think it had this, I want to say the straight six, but I can't remember. But it was a good stick shift. Had a lot of fun, did a lot of wheeling in that one as well. That was two-wheel drive. And then, like I said, I moved on to the four-wheel, and then I got the diesel. But the diesel has been a pain in my ass. I blew it up when I moved out here. I pulled the trailer. You might have seen that video. That was a while ago. Got stuck on the road eating MREs and waiting for a tow truck. So, and then it broke down once again, going to Pops's place. We were going to the farm to do some shooting, and there I was stuck on the side of the road again. And I told myself, I said, the next time I buy a vehicle, I think I'm going to go and I'm going to buy a Toyota. I hear nothing but great things about Toyotas. A lot of guys at the station have them. They pretty much add fuel and they change the oil, and that's all they got to do. And I'm like, you know what? And you guys tell me what you think, because I kind of feel like a trader buying something that's not made in America. But I'm getting tired of having to deal with being broken down on the side of the road. So I was thinking about getting a 4Runner. No, I have been thinking about getting a 4runner. Haven't actually purchased one yet. Oh, his diesel took a crap on him as well. That sucks. But I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I got a lot of buddies that have them. You know, I even have a lot of buddies on YouTube that have vehicles that aren't made in America. And I've always been a huge component of keeping the money here in America. But you got Ford, it's in Mexico. Hell, I don't know. I think Chevy's in Mexico too. I'm not sure. And I'm like, screw it. I want a vehicle that I can just put oil in it, put fuel in it, and not have to worry about it. I still have my big work truck if I want to drop something off at the dump or carry lots of rock so I can redo the gravel on the road. I'm not getting rid of my truck. Definitely going to keep that thing. It's kind of my ranch truck, basically, if you want to call that. Buy you a Toyota Tacoma 4-wheel drive crew cab. See, I already got a truck. I don't need a truck. I want something to go wheeling in. My biggest thing is I'm going to start doing overlanding. Hey, Robert, thanks for showing up. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. It's basically you get a truck, you get a 4runner or whatever, and they make like a roof tent for it. You can put it on there. You basically grab your minimal camping supplies and stuff like that, ice chest, and you go cruising out in the middle of the forest, the woods, depending on where you're at. On some Forest Service trails, find a nice river, do a little fly fishing, spend the night for the night, and kind of move on. And that's kind of what I'm interested in. My he's just starting to drive, so he's actually looking at getting a truck. So until he saves up enough, I'm going to let him drive my big truck. But I want something I can go to the airport in, let it sit there, drive around town where I don't have to deal with. That truck's a crew cab, long bed, 4-wheel drive, and if you've ever driven one of those, they're kind of a pain in the ass to cruise around town in if you just need to go get something real quick. Now, do they work great for what they're supposed to do? Yes, they do. But for having just to get something, go to the grocery store, whatever the case is, they're not the best thing out there. They're just long, hard to park, unless you've been driving one for years. I just usually park in the back. But Toyota is made in America now? Okay, so I went to, I think it's Fred Anderson in Asheville. They have a Toyota dealership there. Hey, Frank. And test drove. It was a 2019. It's a TRD, not the Pro, just the TRD off-road. I just want the off-road because I'm going to probably put rock sliders on it, put a little lift on it, maybe some shocks, maybe some tires. Other than that, that's it. I don't want to get too crazy with it. I might put, I don't know, maybe a little bit after I screw up some stuff, I might put some bumpers or something on it. But I basically want to do some overlanding. If you guys, who's heard of that or done that, or maybe you guys do it all the time, I don't know. So Toyota's made in the U.S. See, that makes me feel good. My father-in-law is down from California. He drives, he's a Chevy man. And I was like, you're going to buy one of them damn Japanese cars? And I'm like, hell yeah. I'm going to get, 500,000 miles out of this motor, and all I got to do is change the oil. I don't know what it'll actually be, but you see a lot of videos. There's one of a guy in Raleigh, North Carolina. He drives medical equipment all over the place, and he's at 1.5 million miles on his Toyota Tacoma, which is freaking amazing. So we got Alabama says the Camry is the most American-made car. And you got Echo Bunny. Some of their trucks are made here, I believe. My aunt's Camry was also made here in the States. Yeah, and I don't care right now. I mean, I'd love for the money to go to Alabama and help the people, or go to Alabama, go to America and, pay for people to work and that kind of stuff and create jobs and all that. But at the end of the day, for the last, I'm 48 years old. I'm kind of just to the point now. I want something a little smaller. I can put a bunch of gas in it and drive a bunch of miles. I'm dying over here. I haven't heard of hardly any problems or complaints with the Toyota. The reason why I want to get a newer one is they have crawl control, which I thought was pretty cool. You basically put it in 4-wheel drive, up on top, kind of by where the mirror would be. You can hit crawl control, and it has like a 1 to 5 or whatever. And I've been watching videos of how it works out, and it's pretty damn amazing. I mean, you don't need it for the most part, but it'd be kind of fun to mess with. If you're a decent off-roader, you'll probably be fine not having it. But definitely looking at wanting to do it. Now, if you guys have a friend or you work at a Toyota dealership where I can get a smoking deal, tell me, because I'd love to buy a smoking deal. What packages am I getting? I am looking for, it's basically the white. I'm looking for white because I want to do a little bit of a logo at the end. Let me see. I'll show you a picture. Show you a picture of what I'm kind of thinking about doing, because I don't want it to be like every other white one. So I kind of want to incorporate, where would that picture be? See if I can find it. Then you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about. It won't be like this per se, but it won't be as much as that. But I want to be able to just have a stock white one and then have some type of emblem towards the back. I'll probably put the 6 in there for, that 6 right there that's on my hat, and then incorporate some blues and maybe some grays and blacks into just the back of it. Hey Richard, how you doing, buddy? I'm doing good. But I was kind of concerned, like, man, freaking Rick, he's buying some Japanese truck. At the end of the day, I honestly don't care, but I didn't want to hear a bunch of shit about it either. But I'm going for reliability, man. Reliability is the number one. I want a narrower vehicle so I can do some four-wheeling out here in some of the thinner trails. We've got a ton of trees here, so I'm planning on putting rock sliders with some kickers on it in case I get close to a tree. It'll push my vehicle over. It's basically like a running board, but more of a protector to keep the body panel and underneath the doors from getting all jacked up. Oh, Alabama says he does a bit of overlanding in my Tundra. Sweet. I think it's a great deal. I think it's good. Back to my son driving. He's looking at getting a truck too, so I'm kind of hoping he's going to get something he's probably going to end up getting a Toyota as well. So it'd be kind of fun. We could do a little wheeling together, get a winch and just make sure we can get out of stuff and do a little camping out in the middle of nowhere, do some fishing, kind of a good son and dad deal. My wife, she's not allowed to go, and my daughter's not allowed to go because oh my gosh, you're getting too close to the edge, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that shit for a whole day. So they're definitely not allowed to go. Y'all need a steel bumper bar. I do. I wouldn't mind doing that. I need something because I want to run a winch. So I'll probably get some type of armored bumper with the winch capabilities. So hopefully, but I'm looking at some kits. Basically, someone had asked, I'm sorry, I forgot who it was. I'm basically looking at getting the TRD, just the off-road, which is basically the same as a Pro, minus the skid plate in the front and some shocks. Other than that, that's basically it. I think it's a half-inch taller on the website, I think, but I'm not worried about that clearance. I figure when I put tires and rims on, or not rims, tires and some shocks later on, not right when I get it, but I think the first thing I'll buy for it is rock sliders. Check out the company ARB. I've heard of them. Been looking at a lot of different videos, a lot of Tacoma stuff, a lot of 4runner stuff, FJ. Looking at getting a rack for it. That was another thing with the Pro. I tossed around looking at the Pro, but basically their roof system, their rack system that goes on the new 4runners is about this tall, and that would be what your tent would mount to. So I'm gonna rip that one off anyways. I'm gonna get the which has the one I'm looking at has the regular one. That's all going to go to the wayside anyways, because I'm going to put a regular rack on it. Something that's built a little stronger, and I'll put the 10 on top of there. Reason why I'm not getting a pickup truck, like I said earlier, is I already have a truck, a big truck. I can haul anything with it, and it's already set up where I can throw shit in the back and not have to worry about being scared of scratching it or whatever the case is. And that's kind of how this Toyota 4Runner is going to be. I'm really not going to care. I might be a little sad when I get my first dent or damage, but at the end of the day, that's kind of what I want it for. I want to do wheeling in it. I don't want to, you know, beat it up on purpose. I want to kind of protect it before I beat it up, but I'm not going to be scared doing some wheeling in it. Sounds like you guys are pretty good with the Toyotas. You like the Toyotas. My other thing I looked at originally years back, I've been wanting a Jeep forever, and it always seemed to not work out. But the only thing I'm really going to miss is the front lockers. The Toyota does have rear lockers, and then it has all the crowd control stuff. Will a Jeep go more places than a Toyota 4Runner? Very possible. It does have front lockers. It does have a few little extra items, but for having the durability, that's what I'm looking for. I could care less if the Jeep will get a little bit farther. I'm looking for 300,000 miles, not having to deal with shit. Can you tow this with your mobile home? I don't know. The weight on those is about 4,800 pounds. So that's a great question. I probably could, depending on what grades and stuff I had to go to. And then, you know, if you run in the brakes, it won't be a big deal, because I did go with a gas motor. It's the V10 made by Ford. I wanted gas over diesel as a kind of a prepping vehicle. I wanted to, you know, there's more places to find gas. So I kind of went that way, and I saved, you know, quite a bit of money not running a diesel pusher. So that's that. Let's see. Check out JC Whitney. Lots of accessories for them. Yeah, that's another cool thing. The Jeep is probably like the Glock of guns when it comes to that. There's so many accessories, but the Toyota is right up there. The 4Runners and the FJs, those are right up there with it. In the Tacoma, you know, the regular pickup trucks. So yeah, there's definitely lots of options. I want to put like a box in the back where I can keep stuff hidden and locked up. And, you know, basically out of sight, out of mind kind of deal. I think it'd be a fun project. Kind of looking forward to my son getting his truck, just because it'll be an older one that we can build like badass stuff for, which would be kind of cool. I'll check out JC Whitney. I know they make lots of stuff. They've been around forever. Lots of different vehicle stuff. I'm really not looking for too much. I mean, there will be stuff I want to get for it, gizmo gadget kind of stuff, some lights and bumpers. The Jeep is more like a Springfield. There are lots of, yeah, but they break down exactly. I don't think there's probably a Jeep out there, but if you took a stock Jeep and a stock Toyota 4Runner and you went and drove, you know, X amount of miles, I am about 100% guaranteed that the Toyota will outlast the Jeep. Don't get me wrong, Jeeps are awesome. I got SoCal, a buddy of mine's got a really nice one, but I think at the end of the day, I could put 300,000 miles on it, and I don't think he could put 300,000 miles on his Jeep. I just don't think Dodge can make a vehicle that can do that. So that's my big plan. That's my big plan. I don't know. I think Alabama, he does some of that overlanding. Any of you guys that are interested in that kind of stuff or seen videos on it? I mean, it is pretty impressive. You get like Jeep clubs, but they're basically Toyota clubs. They go out there all the time, and they have a lot of fun, you know, screwing around the snow, the mud, the rocks, whatever the case is. And there's a ton of trails from us where I'm at in Hendersonville, North Carolina, up through the Appalachian Mountains, into Tennessee. There's tons and tons of different trails that you can do. Some of them are rated very technical and difficult, where you gotta almost have you probably have to have a rock climbing vehicle, rock crawler kind of style vehicle. But there's parks to go screw off in and just kind of test your vehicle out and see how it does. But there's lots of roads where you can go from here, all the way to California, basically, where you're off trail a lot and you're camping and having a good time and enjoying the sights. That's some of the things. In the fishing, if you think about it, the fishing is going to be where people, don't get pressured as much. You go to this place like Davidson River here in North Carolina, great fly fishing place, but the problem is there's so much pressure on those fish that they've seen every lure, they've seen every fly, every dry fly, and so on and so forth. So if you get out to some places that are, most people can't get to, then you're going to be dealing with some fish that'll be in your fry pan, hopefully. Yes, Pops does have a Tundra. TR's got a Highlander. Yeah, I didn't want to bring their name into it because I wasn't sure, but yeah, you're right on. They're great vehicles. I know Rob's got a shit ton of miles on his. TR enjoys his a lot. It's just nice having something that's going to be reliable. There's a couple times my truck has had to been jump started at an airport. One time it was my fault. I left the key in the ignition, like turned 1/4 away. I think I was trying to roll up the window and then I forgot to take it out. So that was my fault. But I don't know. I'm over it. I am over it. I'm American as American can be, but I think it's time for me to freaking get a Toyota. And since you guys said that the Camry is built in America, that makes it even a little bit better. So, 4runner's rule: are you selling the truck? Hey, Bad Billy, there's my man that knows all about vehicles. No, sir, I am going to be keeping the truck. It's going to be the ranch truck. That's the stuff I'll be loading wood chips and firewood in and hauling shit to the dump. And I mean, everybody's got to have a truck, I think. Every household should have a truck, especially if you have, I got 14 acres of property, so I got trees that fall down. I got throwing gas cans and chainsaws in the back. And I'm always going to the dump with something, whether it's, just leaves, piles and piles of leaves, whatever the case is. It's just nice to have a truck. And my son will be driving that one until he buys his own truck. So, extra vehicle. But that one will be in the family forever. I mean, it should run forever, hopefully. I mean, if it breaks down at the house, it really doesn't matter. We'll just tow it back up here and get it fixed. Who's got a Toyota out there? I want to hear miles. I love hearing when people say, oh, yeah, I'm on 300,000 miles. Whatever the mileage is you guys have, if you have it. Actually, no matter what vehicle you have, how many miles do you have on your vehicle? Just kind of write it in there, like Chevy Silverado, 300,000 miles or whatever you got. Is the motor that blew up in your truck made by International Harvester still? And does it still have a 100,000 mile warranty? No, I don't know who makes it. It's the 6.0. It's the only one that Ford made. It was supposed to be some awesome motor. And I guess it is if you bulletproof it. I heard that motor, if you bulletproof it, is a great motor. But the problem is it blows up around that mileage. I only had 40,000 miles. Right now, that truck doesn't even have 60,000 miles on it yet. It's an 05. Bad Billy says, my best friend put 312 on his Camry. Only repairs we ever did was 2 alternators and a belt. See, that is freaking awesome. Oh, then he hit a deer and totaled it. Yeah, see, when that truck blew up, I was in what town was that in Arizona? like Flagstaff or something. I was in Flagstaff, Arizona or something like that. Look at that. Alabama's got a 2000 Tundra of a 240. See, those are the awesome. And then the Avalon 280,000. See, that's the stories that I love to hear. So far, none of you guys have put down a Chevy or a Ford. And there's stories of it. Don't get me wrong. I still love Ford. But I am sick and tired of having to deal with anything. And this broke down months and months ago, but I'm just like, the next vehicle I buy is not going to be, because I thought about getting the F-150, and that way I could still go to the dump and all that kind of crap. But I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I want a smaller vehicle that I can go four-wheeling in, get into some tighter spots than the F-150. I work on Fords and Chevys every day with 200,000 to 300,000. Takes a lot more money to get them there than a Toyota. Yeah. See, there you go. So it's possible. It does happen. There we go. AR Precision says he's got a 94 Toyota 4runner, I guess. Or 4x4 with 230,000 miles. That is awesome. Alabama and AR Precision, have you guys had to do much to them, or they're just changing the oil and adding fuel? 88 Toyota. I want to see the SR5 with the V6. Odometer broke 200,000 miles and it's been running for the last 10 years still. See? I mean, I cannot. There's not a bad story. I'm sure there's one, two, but for every 100 stories, the Ford, the Chevy, the Dodge probably has worse stories than mine. I mean, mine was 3,000 miles on it, and it freaking blew up. 43,000 miles. Come on. On a diesel, for that matter. Bunch of bullshit. Works good, though, when you're hauling stuff. It just... Oh, and another thing is the fuel mileage. Like the Toyota 4Runner isn't the greatest thing. Plus, when I put some tires on it and all that kind of stuff. But it's still going to be better than my Ford. My Ford, the best I've ever done, I was driving, I don't know, a long trip. I can't remember where it was. Freeway all the way, flat, probably downhill too. And I got 17 was my best. My worst was pulling the 38-foot trailer. I got 8 miles of the gallon. The Toyota 4Runner starts out at 18 to 20. Some people I hear are getting better than that. Some people I hear are only getting like 16. But they probably have tires and extra weight. Once you start adding all those metal bumpers and skid plates and all that bullshit and roof tint and all that kind of crap, it's destined to go down. But so AR Precision says 11 years ago, you put a clutch in it, high performance starter, new rotors, everything else is still running. See, that's good. That's really good. Valve cover, Echo says valve cover gaskets, brakes, clutch, and spark plugs. Yeah, and that's all just normal shit. See, now I don't mind doing that. But it's when you're 43,000 miles later, your truck blows up. And it cost me $7,000. In which, if I would have known, I brought it to a Ford dealer, which sounds right? It's a Ford dealer, and it blew up. I knew I wasn't under warranty because of how old it was. I was under mileage, but not under, I wasn't under the years, basically. And I knew I was going to be paying a lot. But I didn't know the bulletproofing kit isn't the Ford stuff. It's a different stuff. So I'm basically going to be, the next time it hits, 40,000 miles. So basically at 80-something thousand miles, it has the potential to freaking do the same shit again. Yeah, the 4Runners are still made in Japan. Thanks, Frank. Yeah, on the sticker that I looked at that I test drove, it said 100% made in Japan. And I kind of smiled. My father-in-law is like, look at that shit. And I'm like, that's what I want. Like, that's where shit runs good, like a Timex watch. Like, I do not have a problem with it. What's up, John? Live for Wild. How you doing, buddy? So I don't have an issue with it. I don't care. I'm good with it. John had some issues with his truck. It broke down, I believe, on the way back from the farm. I think it was John's truck. And that was a Ford or a Chevy. Tell us what it was, John. I think it was a Ford or a Chevy. And then what the issue was. Did it blow up? I can't remember. It was a few months ago now. Heck, half the time I can't remember much. But I'm going to go. I got to go to a volleyball game in like 8 minutes. No, not in 8 minutes. I got to leave in 8 minutes. But I got to get ready for a volleyball game. My daughter's kicking butt. Stun Outlook. Blew a rod. My next Starn Outlook. I don't know what the hell that means. There are things that can be done to the 6.0 diesel to prolong the life because putting $6 grand into it. It's like deleting the EGR system and running proper oil and coolant. A Jeep will get you there. A Yoda will get you there and back. I like it. Oh, it was a Saturn. That's what it was. See, that sucks. What kind of iced tea was that? That is a silly ass question. How about you guys answer the question, because I know a lot of you know this answer. I drink gazillions of it, gazillion gallons of it, and then I got to go. If nobody knows it for some reason, I'll. Frank's laughing. And there it is. Bad Billy. Jack, yeah, that's whiskey in here. No. You guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Hopefully you're having fun. And I will see you guys soon. My next vehicle was Subaru Outlook. Those are nice. Those get like 34 miles a gallon too. I looked at those, but I wanted something I could do some more wheeling in. But I got to get going before I get in trouble. The wife's going to get mad if I don't show up at the volleyball game on time. You guys might know how that is. The true boss. So I appreciate every one of you guys, as always, and I will see you on the next one. Stay safe. Do some shooting. Today's a good day to go shooting if you haven't. And definitely try looking at those dot torture by easy to see targets. Those things are a pain in the ass, but a lot of fun, and they'll help you with getting more proficient. But other than that, you guys are awesome, and have a good one. Hasta lasagna. Don't get none on ya.